Barbie! I told you to wait in the dream house. Boys, avenge me! Avenge me! Avengers!
Bazinga.
Scruffy-looking nerf herders.
Ethan Hunt contacted you?
I am good, Rooster. I'm very good.
So you are Yoi's a trainer who trains.
Gonzo the Great will ride this baby again.
Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Real Serious Podcast. We got a double feature for you today between the Phoenician scheme and Ballerina. Also some packed news. And Charles, as always, has seen the movies we're going to talk about today.
Dude, I didn't see anything this week.
Oh, no!
I didn't see a single film. It stunk. I got about...
This guy's on a movie podcast.
Dude, we had a new analyst start last week, and one of my buddies, like close friends on the floor, is training her, and he introduced me. He's like, "Oh yeah, Charles, big movie guy. He's got a podcast. Like you gotta talk to him about movies."
Big guy.
So this new analyst is like, "Oh, have you seen this? No. Oh, what about this one? No. How about this one? Not yet." And she like called me a fraud.
Yeah, Charles is on Fraud Watch.
She was like, "Okay, you cannot call yourself a movie person if you haven't." She asked me about her Lost in Translation. Lost in Translation is actually on my list.
It's very good.
And she asked about one more that I think I wrote down, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And I felt fraudulent. Yeah. I was like, I'm working on it. I'm catching up. And then
but you're like, hang on, I'm excited for the Rock'em Sock'em Robot movie. Are you?
Have you heard about the ping pong movie coming out though?
Have you heard that they're making Care Bears? Because I sure have.
How about Smurfs? Rihanna?
Yeah, Rihanna featuring songs from Rihanna.
And then my buddy was like, "Yeah, he's been catching up for 3 years now." I was like, God. It's like, come on.
You gotta find the time, man. You just gotta find the time.
I know. Anyway, I got about halfway through Casino this weekend.
Okay.
And I'm gonna finish it intermittently when I have time this weekend, next weekend. So far, I think it's my favorite Martin film. I don't know if you've seen it.
Your close personal friend Martin.
Yeah, Martin.
Yeah, Martin.
It's pretty darn good.
Mr. Scorsese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just didn't want to say his last name out of fear that I was gonna say it wrong.
Say it, since I didn't say it. It'll help you out.
Isn't it Scorsese?
That's whatever you think it is
He's
what
Italian, right? It's probably Scorsese.
Yeah. Gabagoo.
Yeah. But I think it's great. Sorry, wait, have you seen it?
Casino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know what I like about it? The casinos.
Reminds me of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That's another film I've seen.
It reminds me of
How about Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief?
Reminds me of every time I turn the UFC on. Seems like they're always on that set too. Weird. What's up with that?
Oh God.
But yeah, we got a big show. Obviously, we'll talk Ballerina and the Phoenician scheme a little later. We got some news, and since Charles has nothing to share when it comes to what he's been watching this week,
I watched the NBA Finals Game 1
tonight. Game 2.
Game 2 is tonight. Game 1 was absolutely
electric.
Why is everything happening in the state of Indiana after we leave the state of Indiana?
Well, I was thinking about it too, right? Like, let's say we were still there. We wouldn't have been there anymore at this point. We would have been somewhere else.
I would have been up in Northeast Indiana.
No, but like, if let's say this was last year, right? You would have been, or the year prior. Let's call it the year prior. You would have been at an internship, like not there by now.
Yeah, but also the year prior when I had the internship is when the Nuggets won, but I was in New York for the parade.
Oh, that stinks. So yeah, I don't have that issue living in Detroit. So far, so good for me.
But Spin Zone Pistons mid playoffs this year.
They did. Honestly, if they keep the trajectory that they're on, so like from the worst team in the NBA to like making the playoffs next year, like they might be the greatest team of all time.
Yeah, probably.
Like, that's the path that they're on.
You have a pretty good.
I went to the Tigers game the other day, and they beat the Cubs when I was there, so that was fun.
Yeah, I know they did. Saw that.
And then they lost the Cubs, but they beat the Cubs, so they won the series against the Cubs.
And the Cubs are good. Like that's a pretty.
Well, it's the number 1 and 2 team in the North.
We aren't in the same. We're
the
not in
American League. What is it? Yeah, it doesn't know. National League. The National League, I think.
I thought we were American, but okay.
Are we the American League?
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know.
a good city for sports right now.
I know, but just no champs, no chips.
Yeah, but Tigers are good. Red Wings, are they good?
The Red Wings are probably the worst of the teams right now.
Lions are great.
Lions are, let's hope they stay great. Keep the Lions great.
Like Chicago is a pretty bad city for sports right now.
Chicago, bad sports city, for sure. Easily.
Bulls, the Bulls are like the Colts of the NBA. They made it like very close to making the playoffs, but then didn't, and now just like got a much worse draft pick.
Is the Anthony Richardson experience over, Charles? Can we count it out?
Not yet, dude. No, he's got one more year.
All right. And that was talking sports. As you've noticed, Jack hasn't said any words this episode because he's not here. He left us to go help his brother, which is actually nice of him. So he's got a good excuse. I would like to point out, though, that we've done 74 episodes, and only one of us has not missed an episode.
That's pretty sweet, man.
And that's me. Yep, I got nothing else going on. So
I was gonna. Holy moly, you've got a lot of hats back there.
Yeah, dude, my hat's getting a little out of control. I'm trying to.
I was gonna say something about not being busy, but I didn't want to be mean.
Well, I said it, so it's okay.
We're all good.
Well, I've been watching some stuff this week. So I started my week off with E.T., the extraterrestrial, that little alien guy that everyone loves. And this really frustrated me, this movie, because they just don't make family and children's movies like this today. Like Steven Spielberg, at arguably like the peak of his career becoming who he is today, was like, I'm going to make arguably a kid's movie. And that just doesn't happen today. And it's very frustrating it doesn't happen because this is an incredible thing to look at and to behold. And like I could see how someone in the 80s would watch this and be like, I'd like to be a filmmaker because of this movie. And we just don't have that anymore. And that's really annoying to me. We have just, Skibbity Toilet and whatever the children are watching today. Like the Smurfs movie, was featuring songs from Rihanna, which is coming out soon. So I really wish we did more of this as a culture and as people in film. Oh, E.T. Look at that. This is bad podcasting. Charles is holding up an E.T. card. And then I watched the sequel to American Pie because I watched American Pie last week. And that is real bad. It wasn't good. It's it has its funny moments, but American Pie 2 kind of, yeah. And then I watched The Parent Trap, little Lindsay Lohan absolute gem from 1998. And I give that 4.5 stars. I think this is one of the greatest family movies of all time. The Parent Trap is incredible. And truly the end of like a very particular era in the Disney live action movie universe. And then I watched 3 new 2025 movies back to back to back.
Holy smokes. I
watched The Phoenician Scheme, which we'll talk about a little later. And then I watched Predator Killer of Killers, which is the animated Predator movie that came out on Hulu. And I gave it 3.5 stars. I thought it was actually pretty impressive. Like some of the direction and kills were pretty great. Very big lore dump for the Predator universe. So all those Pred heads out there, get ready. You gotta catch up on this if you're gonna understand the cinematic universe going forward. But the big bummer for me is like they did like a Viking story and a samurai story in this, and now I don't know if we'll ever get like a true live action Viking or samurai story with predators in it. So that kind of bummed me out. And then I watched Ballerina, which I'll talk about later. That's all I got for movies this week. So Charles, let's say if you had to watch a movie this week, what would you have watched?
Like between Ballerina and Phoenician Scheme? Is that what you're asking?
Or anything.
I mean, Casino. I would have liked to have finished Casino. Of the new releases, the Phoenician Scheme. Like I went into the weekend with the intention of seeing Phoenician Scheme, but I just didn't get to the theater.
Hey, that's fair. I feel like you would have liked the Phoenician Scheme.
I love Wes Anderson films. I haven't seen a ton of them. I've seen Moonrise Kingdom is him, right?
Yeah.
I've seen that a long time ago. I've seen Grand Budapest, Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I love the way he does it, like his film style. And I think I've seen one more. I can't think of it off the top of my head. So yeah, I think I will like it once I do get around to seeing it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You ready for some news?
Kidding me?
I think this is the fastest we've ever gotten to news. 10 minutes in, and we did a whole sports.
I feel like we've kind of talked a lot.
I know.
All right, fine. Since we have the extra time, I'll show everyone what I got at the flea market.
And so on to news. Like, we're just gonna move on. I don't. I heard the collective pausing of the iPads out there. People listening.
Man.
Yeah, all of the CarPlays just switched off to Pardon My Take instead.
Fast forward 15 seconds over and over again
Yeah.
until they hear news.
Yeah, they listen to the ads, but they skip that part.
Yeah.
Well, this one for you. This is like Charles News 101 right here. Ready for it? Michael Bay almost directed Henry Cavill's sequel to Man of Steel.
Wait, almost did?
That was reportedly what was going to happen if the DC universe was going forward the way it was supposed to go forward after Black Adam. And the plan was to have Michael Bay come in 2022 and do a standalone Superman movie.
Well, that would have been kind of cool.
No. Big no. This is a big no for me.
Just kidding. Yeah, I hate that.
I'm gonna go with we dodged a bullet, folks.
Why don't you like that?
I like Michael Bay. I do. I think Michael Bay is very underrated as an actually like talented director. I think people are like, "Oh, it's Michael Bay, like it's Transformers and
Wait, I think you said Michael Mann.
No, Michael Bay.
I am pretty sure you said Michael Mann.
I'm pretty sure I've said Bay like 1,000 times. Good thing this is recorded and we can go back.
I think you started off saying Bay. I think you started off saying Man because I had like Public Enemies in my mind and Heat.
No, like I've definitely said Bay like every time, but that's okay.
Oh.
Now, hey, okay. How about now? Now, how do you feel about it?
Less good.
Okay.
Would Michael Mann be good? Probably.
Michael Mann would be a good. I mean, I would say Michael Mann would be good for Batman, but we already got Michael Mann Batman.
I was going to say
it's the Nolan trilogy.
I was going to say Michael Mann would be good for like a street level movie.
Now, Michael Mann, like Green Arrow, would be pretty cool. But yeah, so Michael Bay almost directed a Superman movie, and I'm gonna go with no. Like, I like a lot of Michael Bay movies. I think that Bad Boys duology is very underrated from a directing standpoint. Armageddon, I think, is awesome. The Rock is like one of the coolest things in the whole wide world. But I just don't think that he has the character development chops to do Superman. Also, he's very nihilistic when it comes to, I believe, like his portrayal of humanity a lot of times, which is kind of the opposite of what you want in Superman. So,
but Spin Zone,
cool explosion.
If we did, then we get a really cool end shot of like Superman and Lois Lane.
Yeah,
on like some car with the closing, like what?
Oh yeah, Crypto would have been like the most ginormous golden retriever you ever seen in your life.
Yeah,
that would have been actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
maybe as a 5-minute Superman short directed by Michael Bay.
Just the end credits.
Yeah, just like the last few seconds.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool. All right, next up is Ben Stiller, our king and our mind behind. Well, right now, Severance is expected to direct a Twilight Zone movie for Warner Brothers, which is like the perfect, I feel like, pairing for a Twilight Zone movie in today's day and age, because Severance is kind of similar to like a Twilight Zone episode, just in a long form.
I've never seen Twilight Zone.
I feel like you would like Twilight Zone. You're like an old soul like that.
Okay.
Like it's just very like. There's a lot of good ones. There's the one that I always like is the guy who like wishes the world that no one else was left in the world, so he could just read all the time, and then the moment everyone's gone, he breaks his glasses. That's a good one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. There's another one that I like too. Oh, there's the guy who's like he's like a salesman, and he's like, I'm the best salesman that ever was. And then he sells the devil his soul. And that's a good one. I like that one.
I think there's one, I saw a clip. Maybe there was like some imposter that was living among everyone.
Among Us?
Yeah.
And the imposter?
I mean, honestly, it kind of was. It was more fun.
And that was our 2022 humor moment for the day. Brought it back.
Yeah. Anywho, I don't remember the details of the episode. I just remember there was like some person that was an imposter, and they were trying to figure out who it was.
Fair enough.
You know what? Maybe I made that up.
But you know what? I believed you. So if that makes you feel better.
Have you seen every episode?
No.
Okay,
I've just caught quite a few on reruns. It used to come on every once in a while on I think it was Cartoon Network. Like early in the morning, it would come on. Like years ago, but I don't know. But yeah. Well, next up is F1. F1's early reviews are out of this world. They're saying it is incredible, a top tier summer blockbuster, the first true spiritual successor to Top Gun Maverick to take kind of that next step in the summer blockbuster space. And I am so excited for this.
Do you smell that? Do you smell that?
Yeah, what is that?
I smell. Is that a steelbook? I smell.
Oh, well, I'm worried. It's Apple. Apple didn't do a steelbook for what was the Martin Scorsese for the Killers of the Flower Moon. They didn't even do a full physical release, so I hope we get one.
Okay.
Also, check your local theaters, folks, because they're doing early Monday screenings for this movie, and your boy snagged them in IMAX. So check your local theater listings for more.
Whoa.
No free ads, but that was a free ad.
What about an early Dolby?
I don't think so, but I did realize that the theater I go to a lot, I finally did the Dolby theater, and I think I like it better because the seats are nicer.
See, in my theater, the seats are like worse in the Dolby because every other screen has heated seats.
Oh, see, no, mine is like old school upright seats, and then the Dolby has the recline. In the one that I go to, my AMC that I go to a lot.
Dang, your AMC has upright seats that don't recline?
No, they don't.
Wow.
I know mine's due for a revamp. Sheesh. I'm gonna start emailing. I'm gonna start a letter writing campaign.
That'd probably be good. Or just hang out outside with a poster, like a sign that says "Bring us recliners" or something. Yeah,
AMC A-lister here. I want recliners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could start doing that. That'd be good.
Look.
Thank you, man. No, actually, you know what? That means a lot. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Next up is Teen Titans. Teen Titans, go. Did you ever watch Teen Titans when you were a kid?
A little bit.
I liked Teen Titans. I liked the movie where they go to Japan.
Didn't see that one.
Oh, that's a great one.
I was too busy playing sports, probably.
Yeah, nope. I was doing that too. All right. Just when I came home from the sports, I would put on Teen Titans.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it was more like Friday, Saturday nights. I had nothing else to do, so I'd watch Teen Titans. Yeah.
I was too busy seeing people hanging out.
Yeah, no, I didn't have that problem, so I can actually focus on Teen Titans. Sorry, some of us were training in the lab while you were out frolicking or doing whatever it was. Not watching her, apparently, according to some folks.
Came out in 2022.
Her?
Pretty sure.
I'm gonna go with 2013. Spike Lee's Her. 2013.
What did I see recently that came out in 2020?
What is it? What year
is it? What it was?
Oh yeah. What was I right?
You were right. It was 20.
I think it's Spike Jones. My bad. Spike Lee.
You know what it was? It was the last movie that she suggested. It was Triangle of Sadness.
Did you watch that?
Well, no. She suggested it on like Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, Teen Titans, as we were saying, they're doing casting. They're going to try to start casting hopefully by the end of the year because they're making that Teen Titans movie sometime next year. And it'd be so funny if we had our Robin casting before our Batman casting in the DC universe. That'd be pretty funny, actually.
Still don't get why they don't just keep Robert Pattinson.
I know. It's so silly. Just keep Robert Pattinson.
It's stupid. But
keep Robert Pattinson and then make Robin like inspired by Batman instead of a Ward or something. I don't know. You could figure it out if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Or just do Teen Titans with no Robin to start. And the first one, they don't have Robin. And then the sequel, they get Robin as their leader. You could figure it out if you wanted to. You could try hard enough.
It wouldn't be that hard. There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. But I am very excited for, I mean, all the DC stuff is just like cranking up right now. And you see Fortnite recently. You checking out Fortnite, man? You see what's happening on Fortnite?
Again, I've been too busy playing sports and hanging out with people.
Yeah, right now. Right now you're playing sports, hanging out with people. That's so true.
No, but every time you've asked me to play Fortnite the past, so both times, I've been in Boulder.
Yeah, 2 times.
Yeah, it was 2 times.
Well, anyway, David Cornsweat Superman is now in the game. So.
Oh my God.
I'm going to have to drop some money on that skin, I think. What the heck? I'm sitting here and I'm going, I think I'd like to play as Superman in my digital game. Next up is some sad news. Muppet Vision 3D has officially closed.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's messed up. The reason why it matters is, to me, it's the last thing that Jim Henson ever did before his passing, and it's kind of a shame that they're just closing it kind of unceremoniously. I don't know if you've seen the original, not the original, but the 2011 Muppet movie, like the reboot, where it's like, welcome back, Muppets. And the ending of that movie is basically the Muppets think that they failed and no one loved them. And then they walk outside and there's like a huge crowd of people like, we missed you. We're so glad you're here. And that's what all the TikToks have basically been for the last week of Muppet fans going to Muppet Vision and like enjoying it and cheering it on and celebrating it. And yeah, it's kind of silly that like I care about the fact that they're getting rid of 30 some odd year old attraction at a theme park that I haven't been to in years. But you know what? Who cares? The Industrial Revolution led to this moment, so I'm allowed to care. I care about a lot stupider things than this, so.
That was a good monologue.
Thank you. I think I've changed your mind 0% on that it matters.
If anything, you've changed it -%.
Yeah. You're happier it's gone just to see my misery. I just think the Muppets are so utilized that it's insane.
Underutilized. They have like 8 movies.
The last one was in like 2014. It's been over a decade. You know what they should do? They should just take all the movies you haven't seen that are like prestige cinema and then make them Muppet movies, and then you could like have an excuse to see them.
That's true.
Yeah, like Muppet Casino.
Dude, we had this conversation the last time Jack was absent.
Just talking about the Muppets?
Yeah, just talking about like putting Muppets in funny movies.
Muppet American Pie. How has Wes Anderson never utilized a Muppet ever? Ridiculous.
Yeah, I wonder.
He's like the guy to use it. Ridiculous. So yeah, I'm gonna start a letter writing campaign for that also. We'll see what happens there.
A lot of campaigns.
I'm gonna have to write a lot of letters.
Just gonna be constantly writing.
I'm gonna be just writing all day long. My arm's gonna hurt and everything. So yeah, that's all we got for news. But we got quite a few trailers. So Charles, I'll put the big one last for you, the one that you're most excited about. And then I'm going to wonder, have you seen all the trailers that we had listed in the Notes app?
I have.
All right. Which one would you like to start with?
Well, I don't know which one you're talking about.
There's clearly one that for this podcast is the bigger one of this.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I watched that earlier this week, so I kind of forgot that it was in this one.
We'll save that for last, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, also shout out Maria Menounos. Happy birthday, Maria Menounos, our movie queen.
Happy birthday.
Pour a half an icy out for her.
Let's start with Alien Earth because it's the only show.
All right, cool. Alien Earth. This looked really cool. I'm very in on this. I'm probably the only real fan of the Alien franchise in this podcast. So I am pretty interested in like the lore behind everything, and like we'll see what the Weyland-Yutani organization is up to in the meantime, but this looks really quite good. Looks grimy, which I like. Looks
I'm
dirty.
convinced that they can just keep like sending out alien stuff and people are going to watch it every time.
Yeah. Call me people.
There's a
'cause I'll be
comment.
there.
There's a comment. It was like, I remember going to see the first Alien in theaters with my folks in whenever it came out. And like now I'm seeing this trailer and I couldn't be more excited to see it. Like watch the show.
It looks good.
Which is kind of comforting that there is a franchise out there that has gone on since 70s or 80s whenever it came out.
1979, I believe.
That people don't hate on for like new things.
Well, I mean, there was a time in the 2010s or early aughts that the Alien franchise was at a pretty big low.
Yeah, but right now.
Oh yeah, right now we're back. We're back.
Like I feel like a lot of franchises from that far back, people just hate on no matter what. Like Star
Agreed.
Wars. Like, is anyone that excited for the Jurassic Park movie?
That's gonna make $1 billion.
Probably.
I think it will.
People are gonna find something to hate on. It's just nice that it doesn't seem like anyone's hating on this trailer.
That's true. Yeah, no, it looks good. It looks fun. It looks exciting, and I like it. I'm in on it. I'm very interested in the lore implications as well. So count me in on that.
Sweet.
I think it's all going to lead to another Alien versus Predator movie, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, which one do you want to do next?
Freakier Friday.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that no one has had a more interesting last 20 years than Lindsay Lohan in like fame. Rewatching The Parent Trap this last week was fascinating because she's so talented in that movie. Like she is so good. And then like she went through her little crazy phase for a little while, but now she's like back and it's kind of awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like pretty pumped for her to like be back in the limelight.
Are you excited for the movie?
I am. I think this looks pretty good. I like the first Freaky Friday. I mean, like as much as I think, like it's not like I think it's amazing, but like I think it's a fun time. Like this looks decent enough, and it looks very passable, and I feel like it'll be a fun night out. Maybe stop at stop before, have a nice meal, and go watch this.
I think this would be like an all-time date movie.
Yeah.
Like you take Avery or like I take Jenna.
And like, stop at MacGuffin's bar inside your local AMC and like ask for a white wine in a can and then enjoy.
It's crazy that you literally read my mind verbatim.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the MacGuffin's bar. Like when the new releases happen, they have like the themed drink.
Yeah.
Always just like just close enough where there's a little bit of copyright infringement, but it's a-okay because it's fun.
Aren't they like egregiously expensive though?
Yeah, some of the drinks. I mean, but everything is movie theater.
Yeah,
but we support our local $1 billion businesses. But yeah, I mean, it's always a good time, and it's fun. I like movie. Every once in a while, I need a movie where it's just like, this is clearly making fun of itself in a way that I appreciate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, all right, next trailer. What do you want?
The Lost Bus.
The Lost Bus. This trailer didn't give us a lot, but I am excited because it's like McConaughey's first movie role in a long time.
And he didn't shave.
He did not shave. He came in fully bearded. That's what he's been doing for so long. He's trying to grow that beard.
It is scraggly. Like, it's not a good beard.
No.
Anyway. Yeah, it really didn't give us much. I thought it was extremely over dramatic though, with the whole like, do I accept this call?
It did feel very over dramatic. I would agree.
But it's an interesting concept, very timely as well. And Jamie Lee Curtis is one of the directors. producers.
Yeah, I did see that. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, no, it looked pretty decent. I'm not like in on it quite yet, but
Well, we really only have the concept.
yeah, there's a fire happening, and he's the last bus that's able to go pick up all these kids.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty cool there. All right, we got 3 left.
Let's go Kiss of the Spider Woman.
All right. This one had a lot of positive buzz. People saying this could be a big Oscar movie. And this, I hate to be that guy, did nothing for me. This I just was not into very much at all. I just don't like J-Lo as an actress.
I know. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I just... she every time she was there, she just took me out of it.
Yeah, that's literally exactly what I was thinking. I mean, so I saw clips of it before I watched the whole trailer, and every clip I was like, I just don't really want to watch J-Lo for an hour and a half or 2 hours, however long.
Yeah.
The shots were pretty cool.
Yes, very old school in a way that I appreciated.
It kind of just looks like the next La La Land / Greatest Showman, like that kind of movie.
See, I actually got more Babylon vibes from this.
Haven't seen Babylon, so I can't.
Man, I'd love for you to see Babylon, and I don't know how you'd feel about it. I really don't.
I have it on Blu-ray.
That might be one for tonight. Maybe you just pop on. No, because you want to focus on that. There's basketball, and you're going to watch that instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a thing that Avery says where she's like, I don't like when I can tell an actor is acting. And I've never gotten behind it until I realized that the one person I agree with is J-Lo. I feel like whenever I see J-Lo acting, I'm like, oh, it's J-Lo acting. Like I don't get like lost in what she's doing because I'm like, oh, it's just J-Lo acting. Which I don't know why her specifically, but it is, and I can't not see it like that.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. It visually looks cool. I'm not in on it fully quite yet. But maybe I'll see it and be like, I was just so wrong. It's crazy.
One can hope.
One can hope.
I mean, this is my bread and butter. This is my kind of movie.
Yeah.
So I hope it is good. But J-Lo kind of wish they'd chosen anyone else.
Yeah. But maybe she's really good in it. So I don't know. It comes out in October. So we'll see it then. It's kind of soon.
That is kind of soon.
All right. The next 2 are winner trailers for me. So
Yep.
Which one do you want to do first? Big Bold Beautiful Journey?
Yeah.
All right. Big Bold Beautiful Journey. This looks awesome. Coming September. Colin Farrell, Margot Robbie, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. A fun looking rom-com with a cool concept. Like, I'm super in on this.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looks like this is the kind of stuff that I think should come out way more often. Like, this looks a little bit lower budget. I mean, it's probably going to end up being like a $60 million budget or whatever it is, maybe $30 million budget. But still, like, that's the kind of stuff that I want to see more of. And like another great example of it is something that's been playing a lot is that Benedict Cumberbatch, Olivia Colman trailer that plays all the time. Like that comedy with them. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I want to see some more of. So this looks really good in that regard. And I'm just very in on this. So
yeah, it's gonna be a tearjerker. Like watching the trailer, I was just like, this is like it. Even the trailer, I was like, this is so like heartfelt and emotional and genuine. That I agree with everything you said. Also, Colin Farrell, watching him Penguin. So Penguin was the first thing I saw him in. Then watching Banshees of Inisherin, and now this. That guy has the range of like.
The Penguin was the first thing you ever saw Colin Farrell in?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That's crazy. How is that possible?
I think. Let me see.
What?
Or I guess the Batman.
You never seen Minority Report?
I have, but it was so long ago.
That's such a good movie. Miami Vice, he's great in.
Horrible
Bosses, he's very funny in. Total Recall is bad, but
wait, I've seen Horrible Bosses. What was he in Horrible?
He's the boss. He's the bald boss who like is horrible. He's the bald boss of Jason
Oh,
Sudeikis.
what?
Yeah, like the son of that company. He's got like the
I did
comb
not
over,
realize
like the egregious comb over.
I did not. Okay, I guess it. Okay. Anyway, seeing him in the Penguin versus like Banshees versus this, it's like that guy's got range.
That guy can act. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking that guy's kind of an
he can
actor.
do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think it looks phenomenal.
All right, cool. Hey, thanks, man. All right. Well, next up is the big one. Wicked 2. Wicked for Good. Have you seen the play Wicked, the musical Wicked?
No, remember you spoiled the second part for me?
Hand up.
I do.
Hand up my bad. Hand up my bad on that. I thought that was a known thing. So hand up my bad on that. But with it, I think this looks pretty good. I think the color grading is still weird to me, if I'm being honest.
Dude, I think the color grading looks great.
I don't know. There's something just like washed out about it that I haven't figured. I want it to be darker, and it just isn't. Like I want like a harsh shadow somewhere, and I haven't seen one, and it bothers me. But that's all right. The thing that I was surprised about though is the like just so much of Dorothy and Friends, which I'm surprised we haven't got a Dorothy actress reveal quite yet. I feel like Dorothy actress reveal is either going to be very just like a nothing burger or like someone big.
I think it should be a nothing burger.
But it's Dorothy.
It's gonna be Rachel Zegler.
It's gonna be Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
He continues to show his range.
Dude, the Cowardly Lion looks so cute.
He's like an actual lion.
He looked so scared. Yeah, I thought it looked great. I texted everyone. Not everyone. I texted a lot of people, and I was like, "This is going to be my personality in the month of December."
Comes out Thanksgiving again.
Yeah, I'm going to be insufferable in the first 2 weeks of December.
I am very. I don't know. I'm in on this more than I definitely was for Wicked 1, but like.
Well, considering that you were completely out on Wicked 1,
I was. Wicked really won me over. Listen. We're allowed to admit when we're wrong, and I will say Wicked won me over, but I still can be worried for Wicked Part 2 because I feel like the most interesting parts of the story are in Part 1, but maybe they've retooled it in a way that Wicked Part 2 is a big surprise to me again. You never know.
One can hope. I mean, I was going to go in with a complete surprise. Now I'm not because someone told me what happens.
All right. Well, you'll get over it.
Thanks, man.
Hey, no problem. But yeah, Wicked 2. More like
we're good.
Heck yeah, more like Wicked. I'm good for more.
Jesus.
Nice. Saved it in the end there. All right. Well, that's it. Wicked 2. Now we're on to some reviews. First up is The Phoenician Scheme. This is Wes Anderson's newest film, starring Benicio del Toro, Mia Therapelton, my apologies, Mia, and Michael Cera. Let me read the synopsis here. Wealthy businessman Saza Corda appoints his only daughter, a nun, as sole heir to his estate. As Corda embarks on a new enterprise, they soon become the target of scheming tycoons, foreign terrorists, and determined assassins. All right, I'm going to go with no spoilers first, and then just do a quick note at the end that's a little spoilery, and then we'll talk Ballerina after that. Wes Anderson obviously has his style, and I appreciate his style, I think, more than most. I'm in the camp that I think Wes Anderson is good at what he does, and it's not like he's just insisting upon himself, as some may say. But I do think that I more appreciate when he has a clearer vision in mind. I felt at points this kind of got off the rails of him just focusing on the one initial story and trying to do like bits. And to me, that kind of took it away a little bit. But I still think it works really well overall. It's nothing incredible, but it's just like another solid Wes Anderson movie, which to me is better than most people's average. I would put this a little bit below Asteroid City personally. Definitely above the French Dispatch, which I'm not the biggest fan of. And I think I'd put it above Isle of Dogs. Below Royal Tenenbaums, though, and below the Grand Budapest, and below Fantastic Mr. Fox. I haven't seen Moonrise or Life Aquatic yet, though, so that's on me. The biggest thing here, though, for me was the inclusion of Michael Cera. Michael Cera and Wes Anderson being together is quite literally like cavemen finding fire. I felt as though there's the spoiler thing I'll mention at the end is about Michael Cera. But there is a true feeling like it's like a person like breathing for the first time that Michael Cera is in this movie, and it's incredible. I felt as though I was rewatching like War of the Worlds or The Minority Report when like Spielberg gets to work with Cruise, and it's like this is the pairing that has always made sense. Or like De Niro with Scorsese, like that's the pairing that just makes sense. I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, but Scorsese's in like every De Niro's in like every Scorsese film.
I know exactly, and that's like they found each other, and then like I think that Anderson has found the guy, and Cera is the guy. But Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston play a great little bit role here. Shout out Benedict Cumberbatch as Uncle Newbar is very funny, and Rupert Friend continues to just have an awesome bit appearance in the last few Wes Anderson movies, and he's been great in all of them. I really do hope Rupert Friend gets a little bit more show when it comes to his ability to be a star, because I think he is incredibly talented and just hasn't got a great chance yet in the mainstream. And yeah, I mean, I think this was also one of his more out there concepts, specifically the sequences where Corda goes, it talks about his death. I think that's a bit more out there for Wes Anderson, but I think it works because you're kind of already in an elevated belief system from the beginning, just being a part of this movie. So I think it was pretty good. So I give it 3 stars. I think it's a very solid film that has its issues, and I think the runtime I felt a little bit, but overall, I really did like it. I gave it a 68 out of 100. And then real quick, my spoiler part. So Charles, if you don't want to hear the spoiler part, or anyone else wants to hear the spoiler part, fast forward like 30 seconds from now. All right, so when Michael Cera reveals he's a double agent working for the CIA, he basically becomes Timothy Chalamet and like dresses and acts like Timothy Chalamet while like playing Bob Dylan. So he's basically playing Timothy Chalamet playing Bob Dylan for the second half of this movie as the double agent for the CIA, and it's an awesome twist that I absolutely adore. Michael Cera is so good in this movie. So yeah, all right, spoilers over. All right, that's all I got for the Phoenician Scheme. Charles, based on my review, are you going to see the Phoenician Scheme?
Honestly, it sounds pretty good.
It is quite good.
I was sold on it before, and I'm still sold.
Okay, cool. Well, that is the Phoenician Scheme. Next up is Ballerina. From the world of John Wick, Ballerina. An assassin trained in the traditions of the Rosca Roma organization seeks out revenge for her father's death. Starring Ana de Armas, Keanu Reeves, and Ian McShane. This is the first spin-off film in the John Wick universe. Also heavily John Wick in it. I mean, Keanu Reeves is John Wick in it. They actually do a pretty cool parts of like showing exactly in the timeline when this happens, with her being like on the other side of a door in scenes that are from the John Wick movies, which I thought was actually well done. And I will say, we'll do non-spoiler and spoilers for this as well. There's not a whole lot of spoilers here. This was so awesome. Like, this was, Charles, this was so good, dude.
Well,
like,
so we were concerned that, or maybe I was, that Ana de Armas couldn't be the lead of like a pretty heavy action film.
I had the same concern. But then obviously we all talked about like her role, her small role in the last James Bond, where she's incredible there. And I think that was almost like an audition for this, because she is very good here. And I think the thing that they do well, that they do in John Wick, but this is such a higher degree of it, is that she is not an all-powerful like being of action. Like she gets beat constantly, and like she has to just keep fighting and keep getting up and keep moving. And I think that plays such a big strength here of like making it more believable and making you appreciate her as the star here, is the fact that she is not just like this unstoppable machine of killing. Like she is very much a person who can get beat. She just has more like energy and more go than everyone else she's against, which is why she keeps winning. And I think that works really well. I think this is a new addition to our club of 3.5-star bangers. I'm proud to say that it is. And I would also say that some of the action set pieces here are incredible. Some of the few that really stand out, obviously, is the entire bits with the flamethrower. The flamethrower battle where they have two flamethrowers shooting against each other is awesome. I think the whole John Wick not trying to kill her bit is great. And then I even really did appreciate the opening bit with her and her father. I thought was really strong. I think overall this was good. Like I'm actually surprised at how much I enjoy this movie. I don't think it reaches the highs of the other movies in the Wick franchise, but I would put this solidly at like third on the John Wick rankings. Like I'd put 4 and 3 above it, but I'd probably put 2 and 1 below it, based on what I'm thinking right now, at least. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go. She's in third place right now for the Wick franchise rankings. But no, I think that this is great. Like I love this world of John Wick where there's like special assassin hotels and like these stores you can go in and just be like, here's my special coin, and they're like, oh, they pull a book and like now you're in an armory. Like I love all that, and I love the idea that there's like different groups of assassins, like some fight for certain things while there's fight for others. And I think that's just all really cool. So I'm very in on a lot of this. And in Dolby, the sound is awesome in this. Like the sound design is incredible. And shout out also the cinematography here. Like nothing extreme, but the thing that John Wick franchise does well is like great lighting when it comes to like the oranges and blues. And they kind of swap those out for some purples here. And those purple hues are like so nice to look at, which I appreciated. So shout that out. And then that's all I got for Ballerina, really.
All right.
Do you have any questions about Ballerina?
No, I'm not itching to see this one quite as much. I've only seen John Wick 1.
Yeah, I will say
it's one of the worst ones.
To me, it's the third best John Wick. My rankings go 4, 3, 1, 2.
Okay.
But they're all good. It's just like 4 and 3 are such a step above that it's great.
This is one of those movies I'll probably watch eventually after I've like gotten around to all the John Wick. But I'm not like dying to see this in theaters. So
hey, you know what? You're allowed to feel that way.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I mean, I would tell you that you should, if you could find time, go see it. But also, like, there's a lot of stuff coming out that I know you're more interested in. So, I also would say that this does benefit. If you're a person who's seen all the other John Wicks, your enjoyment, I think, will be higher on this than if you were just coming to this like with a very minimal Wick knowledge. But it just depends on, I guess, what you're thinking. So yeah, that's all. That's Ballerina. Also, Ana de Armas, I still don't know if she's a good actress. Like, I think she's talented and I think she's like compelling, but I don't know if she is like good, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Also, this is weirdly her third movie with Keanu Reeves. They've done Knock Knock and Exposed, and now this one. That's weird.
You got a very good lineup coming up.
Yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit since we're done with reviews?
It's kind of all gas until July 18th.
So this week we got How to Train Your Dragon and The Materialists, which I have found time to see both, so I will be seeing both. Then the following week is Elio and 28 Years Later. I think I'm just going to see 28 Years Later, but I do think I'm going to try the Glorp. The Glorp from AMC Theaters. For those who don't know, go to your local AMC and go to the icy machine and get yourself a big old glass of Glorp. It's a promotional flavor from Pixar's Elio. And so you can get the Elio Glorp, which is just awesome. And then we got F1 and Megan, which
probably Megan's gonna get cooked.
Dude, Megan I think is gonna make a lot of money. I think Megan 1 made a lot of money, and like Megan 2 was leaning into the camp and the stuff that people loved for Megan 1.
Yeah, but F1 is the same week.
But it's a different audience.
Yeah, I suppose.
And also F1's getting the prime, like the higher level screens.
Okay.
So I mean, okay, so Megan 1 had a budget of $12 million. How much do you think Megan 1 made?
You said a lot. I'll say 300.
180. But on 13. So that's like really good. And then Megan 2.0 has got a budget of, let's see if I can find that. 36 million. So it's not like it's a lot. Yeah, so then F1, then we got Jurassic World, which is, I think, honestly, going to be quite good. I do believe in Gareth Edwards. And then Superman. And then we got a break July 18th, I think, until the following week is Fantastic Four.
Yep, July 18th.
What is July 18th? Does anything come out July 18th?
Eddington.
That doesn't look bad.
Oh, it's a Western with Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, you know what else comes out July 18th, 2018 or 2025?
I know what you did last. Oh, God.
Smurfs.
Oh, dear.
Smurfs with Rihanna as Smurfette. And I know what you did last summer. Reboot is that one also. Oh, we got some awesome movies coming up. I'm so excited. Also, so everyone knows, putting out there, Superman tickets apparently go on sale Wednesday the 11th. So just be sure to be ready and look up. Not a free ad. And then, yeah, we're really in it. I mean, it's going to be dude, I'm so excited. And also we get to see a movie together finally.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen a movie together since like the teens of this podcast. The early days.
I know. Back when we were youngins.
Back when we were just kids, man. We were just kids back then. Now we're all old and wrinkly. It's like what the heck? So yeah.
Wow.
Anything else?
South of an hour.
Well, yeah. It's only someone saw the movies this week. We would actually had more to talk about. Who said that? What the heck? Who said that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Someone calling you out like that? Me personally, I wouldn't let that slide, but that's okay.
Whatever.
Next week, you got no excuse. You are the How to Train Your Dragon guy.
I know.
You're the guy.
Jenna's in town.
Listen, man. Avery's coming to town too, but I found a Wednesday early access screening at AMC's. So you should look at that.
Okay.
Because I'm going Wednesday. I'm going to go Wednesday and see the Materialists with her on Saturday. You should see like the Materialists at least. The Materialists at least.
All right.
I mean, you've already seen How to Train Your Dragon though, because it's a shot-for-shot remake. So there's that.
All right.
But then you got to watch her. Like, you got to watch all those other things you're getting hate on. So
I know.
It's all good. All right. Well, short and sweet one today. Now that you've sat with it, are you a little more sad about the Muppets?
No. Haven't thought about it since, actually. Sorry.
It's not easy being green.
All right.
All right, that's the end. That's it. That's how we know it's over. And that's it. All right. Till next week, Jack will be back, and we'll talk some How to Train Your Dragon materialists. Oh God, that was bad. And then hey, we'll see what if we scored some Superman tickets. Ugh. Yikes. All right. See you, everybody. Have a good week.